Hello, Wastelanders! It's Jules Smith. Today I am Fiona, General of the Minutemen. And with me, as always, is my snugglebug, Hancock. Now, today I'm going to give you a tour of Hangman's Alley. And I am currently at Oberlin Station, which is where I gave you a tour in my last settlement tour video. But I'm going to run from Oberlin Station down to, oh, that's Hardware Town, Hangman's Alley. It's just a short jog for those who are playing on survival mode. If you're trying to go quickly between settlements. Oh, hello, Lucas.
Good caps to be made protecting folk.
You know, I really could use some steel from you and ballistic fiber, but I'm not going to stop and buy it right now. Alright, let's jog down here. Now, there's usually some ghouls right here. Is that one? Yep. And they do respawn, so every time I jog by here, there's another ghoul. Bye-bye. Alright, so we'll jog down here and hit the end of these railroad tracks. Oh, hello. Somebody's shooting? Maybe it's John shooting more ghouls. Yeah. Yeah, he's taking care of business. Alright, we'll hop down here and take this road east. Alright, jogging along. I'm currently level 114, if you're interested in that tidbit of information. Another little interesting stop along the way to Hangman's Alley. There's this little vegetable stand here, which also respawns and you can loot for goodies. I think it respawns. I've been by here a few times and looted it yet. Look, there's some day tripper. You don't find that very often in the game.
Some fun in its day.
Yeah, it's gonna see some fun with us later tonight. How about that, John? Alright, and all these little veggies, which is nice if you're looking for things to plant early in the game. Alright, let's keep on going. Alright, so we're going to jog down here. Oh, hello. Yeah, you're a not friendly one. Some of the iBots are friendly, some of them are not. Anybody else around here? Oh yeah, over there, huh? So this little intersection here can be a bit dangerous. Are you in there? I'm gonna keep on trucking. Alright, let's run down here. Let me double check my map. Yeah, I'm getting close. Yeah, this little area here, this little intersection often spawns enemies. Oh, is somebody after you, John? Let's take care of that. Robo-brain, don't care. Alright. So now we're getting close to Hangman's Alley. There's a couple of entrances, well actually 3 entrances to Hangman's Alley. There's this entrance here, and yeah, there's always shooting in the distance. If you go around the corner, it's the Diamond City Guards are usually having shootouts with some mutants that constantly respawn. As one of my provisioners. I like to put them in armored postal uniforms.
Another day at hard.
That's their little outfit. Yeah, see if you come around over here, it'll be Diamond City Guards fighting mutants. Anyway, usually on my settlement tours, I will give you kind of a perimeter tour first. I'll go around the outside of the settlement. But Hangman's Alley is an alley, so it's already surrounded by buildings and walls. So I'm just going to run around and show you the 3 entrances. And then we'll go inside and take a look. It was just Halloween here in the Wasteland, which is an appropriate time to check out Hangman's Alley because I've kind of done a bit of a, I don't know what you would call it, piratey, gothic sort of theme in here. Alright, so this is another one of the entrances to Hangman's Alley. And then if you run around this side, there's another entrance over here. Now, you would think, you know, it's not very well protected. I mean, it could be accessible from 3 entrances. It does get attacked quite a bit, or at least it seems to. Raiders sometimes spawn out here. I've been attacked by super mutants, by Yagwai, believe it or not, by death claws, by all kinds of things in Hangman's Alley. It is centrally located, very close to Diamond City. See, there's Diamond City. Hangman's Alley. Let me just look at my settlements. These are my provision lines connecting my settlements. There's not really any other settlements nearby, except for not Jamaica. Egret Tor is way down here, and Bunker Hill way up here. Alright, so let's go in and check out Hangman's Alley. And I'm going to do this during the day. It's a bit foggy on this particular day, which kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe it's more appropriate that way. But this place looks really cool at night too, so I'm going to try to... I'll give you the day tour, and then I'll give you the night tour. How about that? Alright, so entering Hangman's Alley. We have a guard post here that the guards never seem to use for some reason. No matter what position I put it in or how I configure it, they don't go up and stand in it. I don't know why. I have a flaming barrel full of skulls, as you do. See, there's one of the... Is that a Yagwai head? Yeah. We have many trophies here of all the things we've killed. Of course, I don't think we've killed a Mirelurk Queen here. I brought that in from elsewhere. Missile turrets. Hi, John. Minutemen flags, you know. There's our water supply. Alright, who's throwing skulls around? Who's throwing skulls? They belong in the... Excuse me. They belong in the barrels. Let's drop them in the barrel. There you go. Another skull for the flaming barrel. And we have this nice little... I don't know what you'd call it. Satanic altar, maybe? I don't know. Glowing corner there. Did I see more skulls? More skulls. Just laying around, because you know, it's Hangman's Alley. So this is that other side of that entrance. You can't go out there. The border of the... I can't even take down... Isn't that delightful? I wish I could take that down. You'd think after the 2.5 years it's been since I unlocked this settlement, that corpse would be stinking. It's nasty. But I can't take it down. I can't build anything out there because the border of the settlement is right there. I'll show you. And you know, as high as this goes, see there's the border, little green border right there. We have 16 people here. Actually, I think it's 15 and a robot. We also have a dog. Alright, so there's a defensive turret, but you can't build very high. I think that's about as high as I could build, because when I tried to get higher than, what is that, 3 floors? 1, 2, 3 floors up? It shut off. It said I had left the building area, so you can't even build like up to the level of the rooftops, which is kind of a bummer. But oh well. Alright, so you come in here, this little bunker here, this is the barracks for my Minutemen guards. Those of you who have watched my other episodes know that I tend to have guards that are outfitted in ballistic weave Minutemen outfits and various pieces of armor. And then I make little beds for them to sleep in, little cots. Alright, so then we have this, walking around the street here, come around the corner, I built this little house using some of the pre-existing brick walls. Oh, hi John. He loves to hang out in this little house. You know, some of the building walls that were already here. And I built this little house for some of the residents to live in. they seem to have dropped their hot plate. Alright, and then we'll come down the alley here. There's the doggy. Hey, Killer. I didn't name him Killer, or her. She was already named that when I bought her from Erickson. And I thought, well, Killer would be a great dog for Hangman's Alley. Got a little cigarette machine here. Hi there, Settler. So here's the thing. With Hangman's Alley, I've given everyone, well, almost everyone, these skull bandanas and shadowed leather. They're all, well, he doesn't have one.
Hope you ain't one of them synths here to spy on.
But he's got some Raider armor. They're kind of a ragtag bunch here in Hangman's Alley. Kind of rough, kind of edgy, right? She can teleport through walls, apparently. Hey, John. Okay, have some noodles. Well, good for you. I've got a few ghouls. I think I've got 3 ghouls living here. The rest of the ghouls live out in the slog, and then I have a few ghouls scattered here and there. And there's the workbench. I put a clothing shop here. In a lot of my settlements, the clothing sellers wear these outfits. Yeah. And that's just an easy way for me to be able to tell what jobs my settlers have without having to go into workshop mode and say, okay, what are you assigned to? I mean, I don't always, strictly stick with the dress codes, but, usually my farmers will have, like, she's got a bandana. Oh, there's 4 ghouls living here? I guess there's 4. She's got a bandana on. I often give the farmers bandanas and machetes. The clothing salespeople will wear that little ratty skirt outfit. Oh, hey, Spike. Spike is a robot that I built with the Automatron workshop and sent over here. He's a guard, one of the guards. He's assigned to that guard post up front that nobody stands at, but he just kind of hovers here in the middle of town. Alright, so there's our little shops, the little mall area of Hangman's Alley. Armor shop with an armor workbench behind it. Weapons shop with the weapons workbench behind it. General store. I know he's wearing a courser uniform, but I just thought it looked really cool with his boulder hat. And I'm good.
A pleasure to see you.
And she showed up bald. I think it was Bunker Hill, and I was like, oh, she's hardcore. She's Furiosa type. We gotta send her to Hangman's Alley, right? So she got sent here. Lots of magazines. Hangman's Alley, I unlocked it. Well, I mean, I've been doing this settlement tour in order of when I unlocked the various settlements.
Are you ready to depart?
But I really enjoyed Hangman's Alley, so after I unlocked it, I spent a lot of time building here. And because it's sort of centrally located, I would come back here quite a bit to drop things off. So that's why they have a lot of magazines, because that's where I would store a lot of my magazines that I collected early in the game. Oh, and there's the scavenging bench.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days.
Biggest town you ever saw?
Town I ever saw.
Yeah, uh-huh. That's the scavenger. Hi there. So this little building here, it can't be scrapped. It's just kind of part of the settlement, permanent construction.
I had clean fingernails.
And I decorated it with lots of critters. Alright, so here's the other entrance, excuse me, that I showed you. Got some turrets here, street lights. There's a guard post. I didn't always have it up on scaffolding, but when I got scaffolding with the add-ons, then I put that in there. I like it being elevated up like that. It was just kind of resting there on the cement, but that's cool. Alright, so I have 2 human guards here and Spike. So I only have 3 guard posts. The rest of the defense score is all in turrets. And you can see there in my yellow hotbar, I'm pretty close to being all full up on this settlement. So there's not much more I can build, so my defense isn't going to go up much higher than that, unfortunately.
Lost track of how many blisters I got.
I know, you're a hard worker. Alright, so let's go up here. Here's a house. I think one of the ghouls lives in here. One of the ghoul ladies. Their little house. Again, I just kind of made use of the walls that were already here. They've got their own stove. Fancy. You guys need to wash your sheets. I know. Things like that aren't very important in the wasteland, are they? I think the other 2 ghoul dudes live in here. And, you know, it's nice. Nicer than sleeping in a ditch like poor Clem from Vault 88, if you watched my last video. Now up here, we have a medical center. Hello. I think I'm going to take her goggles off of her.
Should let me take a look at you.
Oh, I can't. Dang it.
Not right now. Let me know if that changes.
Anybody assigned to being a doctor, you can't trade items with them anymore. You have to like unassign them from being a doctor, and then you can get the trade dialogue back again. So I guess you're stuck with those goggles. Anyway, not that it really matters, but I'm kind of doing a steampunk themed thing over at Vault 88, so I'm trying to collect all the goofy goggles. Alright, so here's the bar. Yep. And John just makes himself at home. There's the bartender.
Farming's as honest work gets.
I guess. Okay. But you're not a farmer, you're a bartender. A couple of beds back here. I think she crashes back here, and if anybody drinks too much and can't make it back down the stairs, I suppose they can crash there too. Or crash on the couch. Alright. Now I could put that thing up there. But when I tried to go up higher and build up higher, I was just not able to do it. It would kick me out of the workshop. Alright. Yeah, so Hangman's Alley, I was really into it early in the game, spent a lot of time here, built a lot of things here. I would stop by here frequently. Oh, let's go up in here. I considered this, excuse me, considered this my house. I know I've mentioned that in a lot of my settlements I have a spot in them where I will crash. As the general, you know, I'm constantly passing through, so I gotta have my own bed. And this was my place for the longest time. I've kind of moved on to Bunker Hill. When I finally unlocked Bunker Hill, it sort of became my main headquarters. But for a long time it was here. I would crash here or pass through Hangman's Alley a lot. And that was sort of my house. And you come back here. There's another little house back here, tucked in the corner. Some of the building elements will clip through the walls. You got the brick wall there, and the roofs kind of clip through that. That's a nice little spot back here. I think the weapons seller, I think he lives back here. And then in the corner, we have the toilet, because you gotta have a shitter in every settlement. And this is back before I got the Far Harbor, which added outhouses, the Far Harbor add-on. I would build them out of the little corner sections. the wooden structure corner sections and put in a toilet. So back here in the corner. I don't think they even have a bathtub anywhere in this settlement. I guess, you know, they're too edgy to need to bathe. And then, you know, I put in some food. A nice little garden here in the rubble. So there you go. That's Hangman's Alley. I suppose I should mention, I am an author. I've had a couple of science fiction books published,
One day at a time.
and some short stories. I've written some science fiction and fantasy. But then I also kind of started getting into writing a little bit of fan fiction. I know it's cheesy, but fun, and for people who like that sort of thing. I did write one very short, little smutty fan fiction set in Hangman's Alley, which is on my website. If you go to YouTube and you click on my About Me
Yes.
tab for the my YouTube channel, it links to my blog and Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of good stuff, and you can find out more about what I've written over there. But that's the only Fallout fan fiction I've written
My feet hurt. Everything hurts.
so far, anyway. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I think I'm not sure where I'm going to go next on this settlement tour. Maybe Covenant and Taffington. I think I unlocked those next
If you work,
after
you
Hangman's Alley.
It's simple as that.
So maybe that's where we'll go next on the settlement tour. But I'm also going to be going back and working on Vault 88 and making Clem do some experiments. So that's part of my Vault Tech workshop series that I've been streaming a little bit of. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
So much care.